Something I fell truly back in love with again. I've been converted. If you can afford it, do it. Please change the packaging. Hey guys, so today's video is my favourites from 2020. I haven't done any favourites throughout the whole year because, let's be honest, throughout 2020 I haven't left my house very often, so I'm hardly ever wearing makeup. But this year I have fallen back in love with some products and I found some great products along the way. So the few that I have, I wanted to share with you guys, so let's get into it. Okay, so I don't have a primer. The closest thing I would have is my Touch in Sol primer. That's probably the one that I grabbed for the most, but it wasn't something that I found in 2020. SPF is something I use consistently. I've been using this bad boy, this Heliocare 360. It's the Gel Oil Sunscreen Protector SPF 50. I've been using this since I want to say like June or July. I use it almost every day, even if I'm staying in the house, because I sit by my window and obviously when the sun comes through, it comes through a window and it's actually even more intense technically onto your skin. So it's like an anti-aging kind of hack. Using SPF on a daily basis is a really, really good idea. It's actually something that I enjoy to put on anyway because, you guys may know, I have really oily skin. If I don't put on any kind of primer or SPF throughout the day, I can get a lot more oily. So this actually combats my oils, so I'm not like greasy. I actually really like it for that too. I have a couple of foundations. Something I fell truly back in love with again was powder foundation. I used it a bit in 2019, but this year I was doing the natural makeup look just to run to the shops all the time. So powder foundation was so much easier, obviously, than putting on a full liquid foundation. And the one I used a bunch, which isn't easily available in the UK, the AquaSurance by JCat. In the US, it's a fantastic like medium to full coverage powder foundation, super affordable. Only problem I have with this foundation is that it comes in about 8 shades and none of them are the right skin tone. I can get this one to work if it came in more shades. I'm talking like at least another 10, so it's about 18 to 20 shades. This would be way, way better. It's a new powder foundation from KVD that I've been enjoying because it's super, super light. I'm going to be doing a full Milani review next month, I would expect. I'm testing this out for the last like 3 to 4 months. This Milani Conceal and Perfect powder foundation. I actually just say it's a shine proof powder, but it's a thick, well it's not thick, but it's a good powder foundation. I've already started to like create a well. The shape of the pan underneath where I've used this a lot. Really good powder foundation again. This is available in the UK from Beauty Bay. Super affordable. This one has a lot more shades. Again, not super light. None of these powder foundations that are affordable like go light enough, unfortunately. I am wearing it today. It is one I gravitate to a lot. Depending on where you are, hopefully you can try one of these if, you know, you can find your shade. If you want a liquid foundation, the Casper keeps scratching my face when we're playing. I need a high coverage foundation, but I've been going for nice thick matte foundations, and the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvet Matte Foundation. It's a small little tube, but it is high coverage, thick matte foundation. Pretty long wearing actually as well. This is amazing. Really, really good. It's about $20, I think. And I'm pretty sure for the UK you have to pay for customs. And you can find other things. I'm not saying this is the be-all end-all full coverage matte foundation, but it is very, very, very good. And if you have it in your collection already, I just wanted to remind you that this is just as good as you remember. A concealer. I realised this year concealer is one of my favourite products. I have so many of them. But this was the concealer I was obsessed with this year, and when I didn't use it I realised the difference. This is the Sleek LifeProof concealer. I don't love that it comes with a really tiny doe foot, like a medium one instead of a large one. This is tiny. This is smaller than the collection one. If you want flawless looking under eyes, these two work really well together because this is a very high coverage foundation and this works really well where you don't have to put a lot on, and I would always blend this out with a brush using my little like blending brush technique. You can use this for natural days where you just want like a bit of coverage, you just use a little bit less. You can use it for high coverage days and put a little bit extra on. It comes in a really good shade, but I'm not wearing this today, sorry. The packaging's like a little bit thicker. It's annoying that the doe foot is so tiny compared to how big the thing is, but it's Such a pretty concealer, really highly recommend, and I hear no one talk about it. Some other face products. The Thrive Sun Chaser Blur and Sculpt Bronzer. I had this sitting in my collection for such a long time and forgot how good this is. I'm wearing this bronzer today. It is so pretty. It's like matte, but it's not a flat matte. Like you can see I've got like a little bit of something in my skin, so I just look healthy. It's such a lovely warm bronzer without being overly red. The good thing about Thrive as well is that every time you buy a product, they donate a product to a woman in need. I believe they still do that. I have mine in the shade Rhea. They only have 2 shades of this. Again, not great. What is that with brands doing that? It has like a magnetic close. Really satisfying. I love this thing. Something probably no one cares about, but I contour all the time now. I have to. I used to contour a lot anyway, but I have to contour here and around my jawline because I genuinely think it makes such a difference to the shape of my face. It makes it look more slender rather than more round because I have a very round, chubby face. I can't even read anything on here. But this is the Catrice Prime and Fine Professional Contouring Powder. Look how much I've used. I've had this a couple of years, I appreciate, but I haven't used it consistently. I used it consistently this year. My Essence one as well. How did I forget that? This one and my Essence little duo as well are like the 2 I've used the most this year. This is in Ashy Radiance. Like it's very grey shadow, cool tone like contour. This was very, very hard to get my hands on because I found others now like that Essence one, which is just as good. The tone's a little bit different. I'm not sure if I'd spend the extra money to get this again in the UK, but do you know what, if you're in the US, this is fabulous. If I ever get to go to the US again, I'm gonna pick up 2. Highlight I fell in love with. I've had this for over a year, well over a year, and because it was like a very pink, this by the way, this is the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Bloom Time, and it's looks like a very pinky highlighter, but with this next product is beautiful. And honestly, you do kind of need to get through a little bit of the top layer pink to really appreciate how blinding this highlight is. It has like pink and champagne and gold. It is like a mix of everything. Stunning. I appreciate this wouldn't work for every skin tone. Wet n Wild has a ton of these MegaGlo highlighting powders in loads of different colours, so hopefully you'll be able to find something that you'll like. But if you are fair, I'm not sure if this would work for medium skin tones, but like fair to medium maybe, it is such a gorgeous highlight. I know this was one of Kathleen Light's favourites I think last year. My blush that holy shit, this Eloise liquid blusher changed the game for me. I've tried out a bunch of liquid blushes now, but I've been trying to find like an affordable kind of dupe, but nothing compares to this thing. This Eloise liquid blusher, this is in Freshly Nude. Eloise, please bring out more nude shades. They've got loads of bright shades, which are fantastic for deeper skin tones, again, I'm sure. But this is like the only natural kind of one, and I prefer like pinky nude kind of blushes. This one, it looks very, very orange. That's the shade there. It looks really orange, but the second you like blend it out, it looks a lot more like natural, and it's just that dewiness stays there. I wore this blush consistently underneath the mask and it never moved. I only could like lightly powder over the top. I always put this on top of powder foundation and it worked amazingly. I tried that with the Milani one and that did not work. If you want like the cloud paints but dewiness, woo, this is amazing. And considering I have oily skin, I freaking love this thing. Some eyebrow stuff really quickly. I don't really use pencil that much anymore. I've been using up the pencils that I have, but what I've really gotten into is brush tips. If you want fluffy looking brows, you need to get one of these brush tip ones. Loads of people do them now. Milani, I think, does one. I've been testing out a Catrice one. It's a little bit too warm for me. I'm gonna have a full-on Catrice review very soon. I like this one because you've got the pencil on one side, although I'm almost out of the pencil because I was still using pencil for a really long time. And then I have the brush tip. Put this in my brows today. I love it. I really do love it. I cannot believe how much I love this tip now. It's crazy. I think Anastasia does one now. Glossier does one. I think They were the first to do it. If you just want to dip your toe into it, then the Urban Decay Brow Blade, because it has a pencil on one side and a brush tip on the other. The brush tip has changed the game, it really, really has. You can always like fill in your brow with the pencil, and then what I used to do is I use the brush to overdraw slightly so it make it look like I actually had hairs. Creates the hairs at the front so much easier than any pencil I've ever used. So I've been converted. 2 brow gels really quick. This one I used consistently. Probably my favourite brow gel possibly of all time, and I always forget to talk about it. I used it so much that the thing's not even on it. I can't remember what this is called, but it's by Lime Crime. A tinted brow gel of some sort. But look how thin this is. I'm not wearing either of these two today because I've been trying to use something else up. It's so easy to create more definition and brow hairs. The other one I absolutely adore. Bear with me, Hemp. This is a creamy kind of one. I again like that it's a very small one, so you can get like really in there. White sort of consistency does kind of go clear, so you don't have to worry about it or anything. If you already have the Colourpop Brow Boss, you don't need this. More available to you in the UK. The Lime Crime one, I actually think it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. I tried out the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows. It's got like a really small, thin brow brush, and I'd heard Wayne Goss talk really well of it. I got the shade Linda, which is like quite light, which is why my brow hairs aren't super bold today. I normally use a mid-tone pencil and then a darker tinted brow gel like this to like really highlight the hairs and make it look really fluffy, but I've been trying to use this up. If you want a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one, Lime Crime for the win. I don't really have much to talk about with eyes. Just have to give a quick shout out to my favourite eyeshadow primer of all time, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. Best for oily lids out there, super, super affordable. I've heard the Milani one's really good, but I mean, I have 2 of these, so why do I need to get another one? I'm not even really wearing eyeshadow these days. The NYX Lid Lingerie, this is in MegaGlo. I don't know if you can still get this, but I used this for my NYX review. I couldn't put it down for about 3 months after that. So pretty. It's a very like mauvey, cool tone silver, and it's just, I would put this on top of any warm tone or cool tone look in the center. I was just obsessed with it for a really, really long time, and I still love this thing. Eyeliner, I have a collection Glam Crystals eyeliner in blue, some kind of blue colour. I don't use blues very often, but this gold, I used this a couple of times this year, and this is the first glitter liner that I'm like, yes, I really like this. It's a lot less streaky. Like it still has a little bit of streakiness to it, but it's a lot less streaky than any of the other ones that I've tried from like even Urban Decay, like their heavy metal liners. Elf ones, I'm not a huge fan of those. This one I did like cut my crease a little bit. Applicator's not great, it's like very flexible brush. I also dotted this all over for like a Christmas look this year, just to put like an extra little bit of gold glitter. Super affordable and super great. Are the Collection Glam Crystals Dazzling Gel Liner, and this one is in the shade Funk. This is my new obsession for eyeshadow. It's one of my favourite eyeshadow looks I've ever done. Everyone said this is the palette no one would like, and yet I love this thing. It's like really amazing cool tone shades with like loads of pops of colour, and this one you can see it's like pink here, and then it's a duochrome, and then it's pink, and then it's a duochrome. This shade I top with every look I do with this palette. It's amazing. The shine of these eyeshadows, this one is a bit more like baked in the pan. This one is not my favourite, considering like that's the standout colour kind of in this palette. This is the shade. This is the shade that I paid all my money for, plus the packaging. This is also kind of like a duochrome. It's like blue slightly. Again, I'm a converted person. I love this Pat McGrath palette, and if there are any Pat McGrath palettes that you really, really like the look of, and you're like, should I, shouldn't I? If you've got a huge collection, it's probably not worth it. But if you want a little bit of luxury and you really want to treat yourself, yes, do it. If you can afford it, do it. Mascaras. Pat McGrath Fetish Eyes Mascara. I love this thing. I genuinely think, I said this in my review, I genuinely think this is the first high-end mascara I really, really like and would pay the extra money for. If you want really voluminous looking lashes without putting like falsies on, I was putting falsies on earlier this year. Favourites were the fluttery ones. I'll put them here. They were by Eyeliner. Starting to dry out a little bit, so I'm probably going to have to get rid of this soon, and that makes me so sad. It's like a really fluffy wand. It doesn't lengthen a huge amount. Like you could tell when I did that video that my number 7 one lengthened a lot more, but this one gave me so much more volume. Probably one of my favourite mascaras. However, if you want an affordable one, what I'm wearing today, which I haven't layered up too much because I wanted a kind of natural look. Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. Really great mascara. I really, really like it. It has one of those hourglass shaped mascara ones. Maybelline just know how to do mascaras. There's another mascara that I like. I'll put it here if there's. You don't need both. If you like, again, really full looking lashes, this really, really does give it to you. This is like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise of Maybelline. My lip products, something I fell in love with recently that I just really want to give an honourable mention to is the Colourpop Roller Gloss. This one is in pineapple and it smells, oh, it smells exactly like a pineapple. It's a little bit sweeter. So nice. It's like an oil. I can't put it on now because I have liquid lipstick on. I'll put this on first while I'm putting my makeup on, just so that my lips get this nice, like, oily, nourishing feel. It is amazing. If you like lip oils and you just want something fun and something that smells good, they have a ton of flavours. Flavours? Smells? Both. Speaking of Colourpop, I am so glad cool tones have come back into style. I know I'm not the hugest fan of Colourpop lip pencils, and the reason for that is the plastic. I don't like the plastic tube it comes in because when you sharpen it, it like makes my skin crawl. I got these like early November, so I've had these for about 2 months and I love these. Like the shades are very, very similar, I'm not gonna lie, because I wasn't really sure what the difference was, so I figured I'd just get both. For Ashton, so I have Ashton and Cool BFF. Ashton and Cool BFF. A very, very cool tone. If Colourpop could just change their packaging for the lippy pencils, I would love them so much more. I would use so many more shades. I have 4 of their lip pencils now. I have a blue one, I have like cool tone-ish one, but it's a little bit warmer. I can't remember what it's, oh, Tootsie. Yes, I used to love the colour Tootsie. So now I have 4 of them and I really do love the formula. It's very creamy, glides on really easily. You can fill in the lips really nice if you just want to put like a lipstick on top. That's one of the things I've been doing a lot with this. If I have a warm lipstick, I'll put a cool tone lip liner on and it makes such a difference. I end up using my warmer tone lipsticks a lot more. Please change the packaging. My 2 favourite lipsticks. So again, because we've been wearing masks for the last 9 months, I've been using liquid lipsticks. I have really been into gloss, which is really annoying. I have so many glosses and I can't wear glosses underneath a mask. Underneath my mask I always put on a liquid lipstick because obviously I don't want it to transfer all the time. So my Anastasia Stripped is my natural liquid lipstick that I put on all of the time. This has been in my handbag constantly. It's like a really natural, neutral nude. This is when I go out on dates, which is very few and far between. When I did go out on dates this year, I wore this one. It hardly ever transfers, so I love it. Lastly, the liquid lipstick I'm wearing at the moment, very early this year, I was watching a lot of Mikey Glam & Gore YouTube before everything happened. She used to wear similar colours to the Lolita Kvd lipstick and it reminded me how much I loved Lolita. It's like a very bold lipstick. It's kind of like the, you don't want nude, but you don't want a blue or a black, and you don't want a bright red either. And this was my toe into red before I started actually wearing red lipstick again. That's everything this year. I was trying to find my Hourglass setting spray because I used that for about 3 good months. The other setting sprays that I've used are like Catrice and Morphe and that kind of stuff. But I couldn't find it. I thought I put it in my drawer, but apparently not. I don't know if there's any favourites that I should check out of yours. I'd love to hear from you in a comment below. I do need to kind of make an announcement about my makeup. So if you're not interested in that, thanks for watching. I am still going to be doing makeup content, however, commentary content is where I get all the views. It's what I'm really passionate about at the moment. To save myself some money, and because I'm trying to use the collection I actually currently have, I still have a bunch of new products that I bought in December late last year as well that I'm testing and that I will do reviews on. However, I'm very much going to be limiting myself to new launches this year. I can't afford it and I'm not getting the views that I used to. So I'm going to do what I feel is right for me and for the channel. I'm still going to do my style content and my makeup content. It's just, it may be a little less than it used to be. So I really am sorry for anyone that has subscribed to my makeup content. I will still post it, it just won't be as often. It's hard to be really passionate about makeup when I can't wear it anywhere. When I end up putting a full face of makeup on, I remember why I love makeup. It's been over 9 months of hardly any eyeshadow, hardly ever going out. Like, I used to put on a full face of makeup at least 3 times a week for work when I used to go into the office, and now I do it maybe once a month. It's very hard to get inspired for that kind of stuff. So I am sorry. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you like it. I would really appreciate it. Even though my makeup has dwindled, I'm really happy that what I'm passionate about, like my commentary, is getting so many views and that people are really genuinely enjoying it, because I take it very seriously. I put a lot of time and effort into those videos. They take like 4 to 5 days research and edit and get to the standard I want them. And even then, they're not high quality videos. Thank you so much for checking out those videos and giving me the time to research and film them. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you all very soon in the next video. Bye.